There are two main methods to modify and add artboards in Illustrator. The first one is going to be to navigate over to your left panel and find this tool that looks like a sheet of paper with a plus sign on the top left of it. If you click that, that's going to be your Artboard tool. So you can see immediately what pops up is a blue boundary. Depending on the layer that you're on, this color might be different. The number in the top left hand corner is the number of your artboard, and then the name of your artboard is here. So if you want to change that, you can change your artboard. So let's just call this number 1, and you can see how that would then change. So if you want to go ahead and add more artboards, what you can do is if you click once out in the gray space, you'll see that this pops up and you can click a new artboard. So all that was doing was getting the selection off of this artboard that was here. So if we click new artboard, it will automatically put another artboard of the same size. If we want that to be a different size, we can do that. So we can, let's say we want it to be an 11 by 17. We can change our height and width up here. We can also change our height and width here. I would recommend always doing it up here so that you actually get a true dimension as opposed to trying to scale it the more manual way. And then make sure you just move them off of each other so that they're not overlapping, because that will cause you problems later on. So if you go ahead and click here, you can see you can move these anywhere. It's going to maintain the same number of your artboard up there, so we'll have to go into a different option in order to change which number artboard is which. That's only important for when you're printing, really, or if you're trying to export a PDF or something like that. This will dictate the order that those actual artboards are in. The other method for creating an artboard is you can just click out here and start dragging, and that will automatically allow you to create a sheet. And then again, to create an actual size that you want, you can change your width here, and then we can change our height here. And then it'll use the same alignment methods as the rest of your Illustrator file. The next method is to go over to either edit your artboards here in your properties menu. So if you have nothing selected, you can go over to edit artboards in your properties. I'm in the essential classics mode. So if you go to your properties, you can click edit artboards. The other way is if you look in your artboards here, you can see that all of your artboards are listed. You can also add an artboard here. So by default, that'll just keep adding to the end of them so that you can see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artboards now just by clicking that little add button. And then if you want to edit those artboards, you can go ahead and click once on this little icon on the right side. That will allow you to change all of the dimensions and location and everything else of your artboard. So then if you go into this menu, you can click and drag, and what that will do is it will actually change the number of your artboards. So if we go in and we click this button now to see what our numbers are, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you want to reorder your artboards before you go to print or export a PDF, you could go into here. Again, this is the method that I sort of prefer to use, but if you need to do any reorganization or any more technical things, you can go to your artboard menu. If this doesn't appear already, you can go up to Window and Artboards, and then that will give you that menu.